Hey, you guys, it is finally Wednesday. It is hump day, and welcome to Drinks the Day After. I am so glad to have you guys here. Lisa and Vicky Langer, Electra Storm, everybody, Yvonne, you guys over there in YouTube land. Thank you for coming to join us today. I think I might be by myself for a while because the rest of the cast, the rest of the hosts, our other speakers are in areas. I think they're affected by storms. I had a little bit of a storm this afternoon, and it didn't last as long as I thought it was going to last. And so I got off easy. But I think probably some of the other folks are in situations where they may not be able to get on. So tonight, I think I'm winging it with you guys over here in YouTube. So let's just go ahead and jump into today's show. Brooke making her way to Aspen, all the way to Aspen on the Forrester jet to get there with Ridge. I found that conversation today to be rather tedious. Like, Ridge is continuously arguing with Brooke or going back and forth with Brooke, just wanting her to admit what she's done, and she doesn't know what she's done. She has no clue of what she's done. Hey, Can, welcome. Come on in. We just getting started. How you doing? You know what? Today, Can, I was sitting here thinking, I hope that you were right about this being a reset. Like, deep down in my bones, I want this to be a reset, but PTSD got me. And so I have to take Bell at face value when he gives us stuff. He, he likes to play with us. We get excited for things and then it gets ripped away. But listen, today, though, I was also thinking, because I've tapped out. I'm like, forget it. If Thomas has to be the villain, let him be the best villain. Let him be fucking John Steinbeck. Let him be Stefano DeMera. Let him be Helena Cassadine. Let him be, all the DeMeras. Damn.
Right.
Let him be Carl Hutchins. Let him be Adam fucking Chandler. All of them people rolled up into one. Let me tell you what I felt like today. I felt this in my soul. Thomas is going to get everything that he wants, and then the truth is going to come out and he's going to lose everything. And when I say he's going to get everything, that includes Hope. Because right now she's his cheerleader. She's his biggest fan, and she don't really see nothing wrong that he's doing. He is actually doing all the things that they want to see him doing. So he looks reformed. I still think he is, but I think Brooke just triggered him.
Yeah, I just yeah, I can see that.
But if you're gonna trigger the monster, you need to be ready to deal with the monster, because he was minding his own business and Brooke wouldn't let go and wouldn't stop talking. Oh my God, you've got a knife. Like, girl, he's eating a fucking apple, okay?
Right.
So I think Thomas is going to get everything because he worked by himself. As long as he can keep that secret to himself, he's going to be able to coast it. But I think Douglas is going to drop a dime on him eventually, because he keeps telling Douglas he doesn't want him to use that app. Douglas probably gonna be the one to find it on his damn phone and be like, "Dang, how come you said I can't use the app, but you out here using it?" It's gonna be some convoluted bullshit as to the way it comes out, and it's probably if they're giving us a wedding. I thought about that too, because they was too happy to talk about a wedding. I don't think it's gonna be Tridge. I think it's gonna be Donna and Eric.
Ooh, no.
Quinn is gone. Shauna is coming home to tell us the Quinn is gone. She ain't gonna fight Eric for nothing. She got her jewelry line and bounced, or maybe she died in a plane crash or some shit. Whatever they did to Quinn, that's what they did. I think that we all jumped the gun when Casey said Carter's gonna be busy because there's gonna be a divorce and a wedding. Just because there's a wedding don't mean there's a marriage. We just seen Hope and Liam have how many weddings and they ain't been married?
I think it's about 888.
Might be close to that times 10. So for them to tease us with a wedding, like Trish is gonna get remarried. Okay, so is that when the bottom is gonna fall out? Because it'll be too soon. Like I need, if they're gonna have a wedding, I need it to be a couple of months out. I need them to date and get to know each other again. I don't want Taylor rushing to the justice of peace the same day Ridge get his damn divorce. Like let this ink dry on somebody's paper before y'all take it.
Yeah, yeah,
Let the ink dry on the paper. Just hang out, plan a wedding, have a bachelorette party, do all the shit, do all the things, do all the things,
correct.
and let it come out. Um, and that's probably what they'll do. It'll come out at the wedding, and then we'll be back to Ridge trying to make a decision. Is he going to go ahead and marry Taylor, or is he going to leave her at the altar yet again and go back home with Brooke? Because if Thomas hadn't used that app and pretended to be me, you never would have left me for Taylor. I'm not about to ready to hear that again. So I want Thomas to keep his mouth shut. I want him to keep his mouth gorilla glue closed. Because the minute he tells one person, it's over. I don't even want him to feel like he can trust Steffy. She can't be trusted either. You can't trust nobody but your grandmama. Go tell her headstone. Um, but don't be out here sharing it with everybody, because that's when the truth is going to get out, when somebody else hears about it or he trusts somebody enough to tell him. I don't want him to trust Steffi. I want him to be doing all of this
Yeah.
on his own, being the total badass villain that this show needs. Because y'all know we ain't keeping Sheila. They done fucking
Mm-mm.
defrauded Sheila, got her over here stealing steaks and bourbon so she can feel Deacon's belly before she bounces on him.
Yeah,
I
that's who
was
I want to talk about today for the
I
first
was so
speaking.
disappointed. Oh, sorry, y'all. I had to take a call as soon as I logged in. I was so disappointed with Sheikah today. Was I the only one?
I want to talk about them for the first time, honey, because if Sheila is jealous one more day, honey, I'm gonna need to clutch my pearls. Now that had me clutching my pearls.
Mm-mm-mm.
She done
Well,
claimed her territory today.
well, Deacon was a fool. Sheila's not a woman you step out on in either thought nor deed. She is not that woman. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
If
She
he didn't know, he know today.
She didn't
Oh,
know him before. He can't be out here playing stupid with Sheila. He gonna be in somebody's damn basement tied to a wall.
correct.
And Sheila don't use pantyhose. Sheila use chains.
She
No,
She
sure
she.
did.
don't using no pantyhose, something that you can chew through. She gonna have some damn chains. Hey April, hey Miss Queen Libra and Simone. Thank you guys, Wendy, for joining us tonight. Welcome to the chat over here, the talk, our discussion over here in the yard. Y'all, I feel like whatever they're gonna tell us about Quinn next week is gonna be lackluster too.
Yes. Well, yeah, because there's no show tomorrow because of the January 6th hearings. That means that Friday's show is effectively going to be Bill and Katie and whatever their bullshit is. So Monday's show is going to be Katie talking to Carter and Carter saying whatever the hell the truth is about Quinn. It's going to be verily disappointing, completely and totally.
Okay.
Whatever it is, it's going to be absolutely underwhelming, and it's gonna probably piss every single one of us off.
You can say that again.
I'm not even looking forward to it. I'm looking forward
Mm-mm.
to it because I want to see Shauna and I want to see what kind of rigmarole they then created to get Quinn off the canvas. But I'm not looking forward to it because they had lightning in the bottle and they let it go for I don't even know what reason they had for putting Quinn and Eric back together after they started up quarter. Wasn't no reason for her to go back to Eric.
None. That was a piss poor decision. And the problem was the way that they did it. And then when they had that nasty ED business afterwards, by the time they came to the conclusion that, yeah, maybe we should put quarterback together, they stole some of the couple shine the way they handled it.
They ruined it. Yeah, they really ruined it.
So it was like I mean, because the thing is, at this point, people are not really at the point with these pairings where they'll take it any way they can get it. Because we didn't learn too many times that they can do so many effed up things to ruin a pairing that by the time you get it, you don't even want it. Because the thing is, there are plenty of people who used to be Steam fans. There are plenty of people who used to be Lope fans. There were Bridge fans. At one time, those couples were couples that dominated in their own way. And over the years, over time, all stupid shit that keeps happening, it makes people not be invested in them anymore. And they cheapened quarter, so they finally gave us what they want, what we wanted, but they had basically cheapened it so much that by the time we got it, they had stole the shine off of it.
And
So
we
even though, oh, go ahead.
and I was saying, and we didn't care.
No, we
Mm.
didn't because they had what is that? Oh, they had Carter out here acting uncharacteristic, which got on my nerves because Carter wasn't no flip floppy man. He just wasn't. That wasn't him. And so he rebounds to Paris, and then he still wants to be with Quinn. And now they're gonna probably give us some kind of BS exaggeration now for where Quinn is but also to explain why he's open to Katie. So no, I'm not looking forward to nothing having to do with that. I'm actually very disappointed with it already, and I ain't even seen it.
Especially since the last time we saw them, they were on cloud nine together, making fun of Donna and talking about how happy they were that they could finally be together with no shame, and everybody accepted them, and everything was just great. And now, what we supposed to believe? We
This is gonna end up just like how they ended her and Deacon.
Wow.
She the one that disappeared this time.
Exactly. Before her and Deacon was having all this, popping chemistry going on, and then they just popped it over and said, "Oh yeah, we got a divorce. Yeah,
But
we
did you
broke up."
but did you guys find that interesting that they showed that commercial 2 days in a row with the talk, and it has Kelly, not Kelly, it has Katie and Bill both in it? Like,
I
okay,
saw that.
so my thing is this. Why they put them two in it together and they're not really a couple? Like they did that whole March Madness with Lope. And but they're actually a real couple. Like what are they trying to tell us?
I have two words for you: false advertisement.
Red herring.
Hold on. I surely hope so. I hope they just did that because they filmed those scenes together at the Olive Garden.
Exactly.
Right.
Correct. That
I
yes,
hope
that's
that's all that
exactly
was.
what happened. That I agree with you, Can. They most likely filmed that little promo for the talk at the time that they were filming these scenes in the Olive Garden, and it was just
Mhm.
convenient. I mean, and it's not like Heather Tom and Don Diamond aren't two of the most recognizable faces on CBS.
Facts. Facts. So let's keep our fingers crossed that that is all that was.
Oh no, that spoiler about Katie, going to see Carter and him telling her something about Quinn. That tells me right now that Katie is not going back for round two. Because here's the thing:
You mean
the
round
times
five? Because
round 5, 6, 7, 11. Because here's the thing: based on how the shit went down today, Brooke is going to be on a plane back to LA soon, and she will have told her sisters, what went down. So part of the problem is it's very possible by the time Katie and Bill have their little luncheon together on Friday, it's possible Katie already knows that Ridge has 86 his marriage to Brooke and that Brooke is back on the market. Now, if I was Katie Logan, I would never want to be because I don't want to be the bionic woman, but that's another story. If I was Katie Logan and my ex was trying to cuddle up and get back together with me for the nth time, and my sister, who I know he's semi obsessed with, just called to cry to me about how her husband suddenly ended their marriage and didn't even really give her a reason why the marriage was over. Yeah, I wouldn't be listening. I wouldn't be taking the damn thing out of Bill's mouth seriously, period.
Mm-mm.
But listen here, let me tell you something. This luncheon at the Olive Garden, I'm gonna put money on it that it's the same day. And
Again.
not only is it the same day, but Katie don't know yet. Cause Brooke is in the air. She ain't called nobody yet.
Mm-hmm.
She licking her wound. Right now she talking to Steffy. So, but she gonna lick her wounds and get on the airplane, and she gonna come back home, and then she'll tell them when she gets home. But I think that this conversation that Bill and Katie are about to have, where she's asking him them questions, I think all of this is going to be on this same day. Like, this is the longest day that we've had since Finn got shot.
Yes,
Fact.
ma'am.
Fact.
This is the longest day, and it's not going to end yet. I feel like it's not. It's not going to end for another week.
No, they literally are doing an episode per hour of the day. They're
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? It's like every hour on 24 hours of the day, they are literally having an episode for it.
you are absolutely right, because that is absolutely what they have done. Like, I feel like we was with them people for breakfast. Well, we was with them when they got up, because
It sure was.
coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mhm.
we went to the office with them. We stayed at the office, and then we went back across town and talked to some people. Then we went back to the office again, and then we went out to Steffi's house, and then we came back to Brooke's house, and then we went to the office, and then I mean, like, we done did everything in this one damn day. They had given it to us in half-hour increments. I swear, they're giving it to us in half-hour increments. And we're gonna see it's probably only about really noon 30 in Los Angeles now. So that's about lunchtime. Katie and Bill are running to each other at the Olive Garden, and they'll sit there and chit chat about how
It's
what.
dinner time.
Yeah,
Remember, Brooke was planning dinner. It's dinner time. She was planning a romantic dinner, and
Brooke,
Katie and Bill gonna be at dinner. So it's gonna be evening time tomorrow.
but look, Brooke been
Oh,
planning that romantic dinner since damn New Year's Eve. She done canceled that romantic dinner 11 times. The 3 times in this just the past week. It
Correct.
don't even matter. Brooke is at breakfast talking about this damn special. I have a special dinner planned for me and Ridge tonight. It don't never happen. You know why? Because he go to dinner at Steffi's house, and then when he come home, she's sleeping. He ain't waking her up, and then he
mm-hmm.
ain't waking her up. Honey, we passed that.
But you see, one thing I will say, one thing that I was puzzled by, and I'm assuming this is for exposition purposes. Y'all saw a fellow ass in them woods looking at Brook and Ridge, eh?
Yes, with his
What the
eyes
hell?
age the damn day, looking like he
What
just came out of 2011.
what the hell is he doing out there?
You know he's
I
scouting, scouting for Bill.
I know.
Probably.
I got to go back and watch it. My attention got taken away because I have a barker.
I noticed that. I
He
saw.
peeked
I
it.
saw. So what happened was when Ridge and Brooke was out there talking, and Taylor walked out and said she needed to get some air. Steffi
Mhm.
stayed in. Taylor walked out, and she started walking through the woods. After Ridge and Brooke broke up, went in and he started walking through the woods. But between the time all Taylor and Ridge was walking through the woods, and Brooke was alone at the bridge, Othello was creeping and peeping in the woods. I'm just like, what the hell? I
I was
didn't
like,
know
But y'all,
what was going on with that either.
but y'all know what? He did drop Steffi and Taylor off and told Steffi he'll be around if she need anything. So
Yes, but
maybe
he didn't go knock
oh,
on the door. He creeping around in the
he
woods,
sure
peeping
is.
at
he
people.
peeping. He
Mm-hmm.
peeping.
Mm-hmm. I spy.
I was like, what the hell is you doing out there? I was like, Othello. I said, okay, what the hell are you doing? And yeah, I have to agree because that's I forget. Othello works for Bill, so or I guess I
Well,
don't.
Bill,
I
he's
know
a realtor. He works for himself.
No, he worked for Bill too
He
because
said he was a realtor.
that's
Othello said his new job is a realtor in
right.
Aspen.
But his
That's what he's
client
there
is
for.
Bill. Right. That's what I'm
What?
saying. But his client is Bill. He
His
has the
client is
key.
anybody that want to buy a house or anybody
Well,
that want to sell
I'm
a
saying
house.
right at this moment, like he's selling Bill's house for him. That's
Right,
why he has the keys.
right. He's the realtor. He works for me
Right.
right now. I
Right.
got she don't work for me right now, but yeah, that's why he had the access because he's the one that's selling $4 billion. They didn't tell us that Othello moved to Colorado. First of all, that's the real problem. He just popped up in Colorado like, "Hey y'all." They didn't tell us.
Okay, so now I have a question. So as a realtor, do you think his side job is peeping for the clients too? I'm trying to figure out what Othello got to gain by peeping for Bill. He don't work for he sells houses. Either the people gonna buy the house or they ain't gonna buy the house.
Well,
What is he doing dancing for Bill? I can see him dancing
getting a bigger
and doing
commission.
the for the people he's trying to sell the house to, but he
Getting
don't
a
owe
bigger
Bill shit.
getting a bigger no, it's not about owing anybody, then getting a bigger commission. I mean, because Dollar
But
Bill
what
is a
my point
transactional
is, I
person.
just don't understand a realtor peeping around in the woods for Bill. But I
But this
digress.
isn't, but he's not like a realtor who all these people are strangers to, is what I mean. He knows who all these people are.
Everybody.
So, yeah, so he's not like average Joe off the street who's just here to sell a house and go on about his business. This is Othello. He used to work for Forrester. Remember, this is the same guy who lied to Hope and caused that because Rick wanted him to, and caused that whole kerfluffle with that wedding where Liam was out in his with the henna hair and the fake tattoo, and in his box was making an ass out of him. So Othello
So that
actually,
Othello on the list now
that's
for
who that
tearing Bridge
Othello
apart.
is.
And
Yeah.
we gotta also remember him and Steffy are friends from their DJ days.
Right. So
Yeah,
he knows
but
all
is
these
he? But
people.
he's people to ride spat. Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna watch and wonder because it's never gonna make sense to me. That things that don't make sense to me, I can't get past. So I'm just gonna wait and
Sam,
let it be revealed.
Sam. The reason why is because they all gossipy bitches.
Pretty much.
Othello probably was minding his own business and was walking, whatever reason, walking through and probably saw Brooke and Ridge together and was like, well, shit, what the fuck? Because I would stop and look too. Why is she here? And why is he here when I'm supposed to be up here trying to sell this house to Steffy and her mama? Why is Ridge and Brooke here? Oh, they look tense. Oh, they look like shit's going on. Let me read some lips. They breaking up. Let me call Bill Spencer.
Exactly. Messy mean as shit.
This shit because all this is going on his property. Do he know that these people come up here to mix it up and to break up and making up and all this other shit on his property? I bet he don't know. I'm gonna call him.
Well, so Bubbles, you just made it make sense to me, because them being just nosy bitches is a par for Bold and the Beautiful's men. So thank you for letting me be able. You gave me something to fill that in because I'm just like, if I'm a realtor, I'm just like, what? That's not, bitch. I don't do windows. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, thank you for squaring that up because you're right. I will buy because that's Brad Bell's classic. Nothing. He was just there and just handed up on the information. He gonna call Bill and tell Bill Ridge and Brooke just broke up. I seen him kissing Taylor. And there go Bill. He knows now.
Yep.
Spilling all the tea, because let's be real, all the men in LA gossip way more than the women, and that's some hot tea. I'd have sold that tip to somebody if I was him, but that's
Exactly.
just me.
And that's
Exactly.
all the Spencers do anyway is gossip. The Spencer men don't do nothing but sit around and fucking kiki. So there shouldn't have even been a question as to why Othello was out there looking around corners. He's probably trying to get all of the tea. He getting all the juice. So that when he go running to Kiki to bit, dude, I was up at the house checking on some things. And I'd be damned if I think Reg and Brooke was out in the backyard breaking up with some shit. Steffi was all looking out the window. Taylor went running off. It was crazy. My guy, you might want to position yourself because things are changing.
And you know how it is in LA. You got to hit the ground running, because it's not like Brooke stays on the market long anyway.
Oh
Right.
no, they put a advertised promo about her new love interest before they even officially got her divorced and broken up with.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't understand why people got a problem with Ridge moving on to Taylor already without being divorced from Brooke when they didn't sit here and showed us that Brooke already got opportunities on the horizon. The absolute second Ridge take off his ring for real.
His ring,
Mm-hmm.
he
Divorce
already off. He never put his ring back on.
Divorce my hind foot. If the ring is off and you didn't told them it's over, then it's pretty much over. The rest is formalities. History has
That's
proven
what
that
Logan
on
rules.
exactly. So if it's good enough for them, then it's good enough for Ridge in this instance. Mm-mm. All this wait for the divorce to be filed. This ain't 1988.
Honey, Brooke ain't never waited for a divorce to be final, as far as I'm concerned. So why should anybody wait for hers to be final?
She
Pretty
never waited
much.
on the marriage to have problems. She would attack a healthy marriage.
Exactly. She's out here just wrecking stuff on purpose because it's her heart. She got to follow her heart. Man, you gonna follow your heart to a stake is what you gonna do because you're doing too much. It ain't every time every man is your heart that you got to follow. Maybe it's
That ain't.
one. Have you tried to burp? Did you try patting your back and getting that out? Because I feel like that's what really needs to be done. You need
Sometimes indigestion. And one thing I will say, I had no patience for. I had no patience for the overall opinion about how Steffi was over there gloating with Brooke. And what of it? What of it? I'm sitting over here like, y'all do realize this is the woman who drove her happy ass to the cabin to hand Macy her divorce papers when nobody asked her to do that, right?
right. Absolutely nobody asked your ass to sit up here and do nothing. And you then took it upon yourself to go out here and if I was Macy, I would beat her ass with them papers.
Me too, Bubbles. I was so mad.
I was like, you expect somebody to feel some type of way about the fact that Steffi came out there and said what she felt she needed to say to Brooke that Brooke took as gloating. Who cares if it was gloating? Who gives a shit? Who I don't. I really don't because Brooke has gloated plenty about marriages and relationships falling apart because it meant she was getting what the hell she wanted.
Correct.
Girl, I'm like, have some class. That is such a classless thing to do. I'm like, well, Brooke is a classless person, so it's part of course.
Yeah,
Tacky.
you know, all that outrage about how Steffi is just ridiculous. They know how Steffi is. That's her character. She don't like Brooke. She's never liked her. She'll tell it to her face.
Girl,
They can be
No.
mad about it, but that's who she is as a
It's
character.
good today.
I just can't wait for her to stop capping for Ridge, though. Honestly, I mean,
girl, that's her
what
raggedy
happened?
ass daddy. She gonna always care for. She gonna always be out here, um, being team raggedy ass daddy because that's her daddy and she love him and she can't see that he is exactly like Liam. That Liam is exactly like her
Mm-hmm.
father. That when she married Liam, she married her father. That's all you was doing, girl. Marrying your damn daddy. You should have left him where he was.
Talking about Marion, what happened with my Sheila and Deacon today?
That's
Absolutely.
Girl, absolutely nothing. I was so disappointed, Sam.
What do
That's
you
let's
mean?
let's kick it off because I'm ready.
What happened? I didn't see it. What
Okay,
happened?
so all right, so not much. So this is what happened. Deacon was in the restaurant, and the cute bartender guy mentioned to Deacon that some steaks and some whiskey had gone missing, and they can't account for them. And he was asking him if he had seen anything. And Deacon brain automatically went to, yeah, I know where the hell that at. Then you cut to him in the house. Sheila then lifted the whiskey and the steaks to make him dinner, a romantic dinner.
Child,
a
child,
romantic
Sheila.
dinner.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. I ain't see it, but let me tell y'all something. Just the idea of Sheila going out and taking the initiative to bring home the meal for her and Deacon this evening just makes my heart fill with joy.
That
Well,
ain't
Sheila,
it. That ain't it,
that ain't it
Sando.
though, Sam. The next
That ain't
part
it.
was
Sheila
that
brought
There
she
is
everything.
had,
more.
yes, they had an interesting conversation. Mainly one his issue, Deacon
Was
always start running around
wait,
like a hmm.
was this conversation over that meal that she prepared?
It was
Well,
slightly over it, but it was
Was
mostly
what
about
was
Nikki.
it
Yeah,
was it a candlelight dinner?
there was wine. I don't think there was any candlelight though.
No
It wasn't
candle?
no candles. It was no candles, but it was them setting in a little one room hut bedroom. I don't know what you call it,
She
apartment.
wanted. She said she wanted to show him her appreciation for
Uh-huh.
taking such a chance on letting her stay here. And the thing is, though, when he mentioned that her sneaking out and going steal wine and damn steaks was problematic because he didn't want her to be spotted, she said, "Well, nobody recognized me, not even Nikki Newman." By the way, what was she doing here? Basically, she wanted to know what the hell Nikki Newman was doing at the Olive Garden talking to him.
Mm. Speak on it. What she said. What did he have to say about that? She wants
Mhm.
to know why Nikki Newman was in her man's face. Now I want to know what he said.
Well, he said that he owed Nikki a favor, and that's really all it was about. That he owed her a favor, and he was there to, and because she did her whole straddling him thing while they had
What?
this
Wait. Oh,
conversation.
wait. Excuse me.
Yes,
And we
she
been to most stuff.
She did her what?
her
Straddle.
straddling thing. You know how she like to straddle Deacon. That's their favorite position to talk in.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this conversation at some point. The position moved from eating dinner to her straddling him.
Oh, we haven't even touched the food. She was finishing up the preparations while they were talking, and
Okay.
then she was straddling him to talk to him and ask him that nobody noticed me, not even Nikki Newman. So what was she even doing here?
So the straddling is gonna be the appetizer.
Hmm.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
And
listening.
dessert. And dessert. 'Cause
They sure didn't eat nothing. And I missed the whole scene because again, the Barker. But I'm excited to watch it again tonight
It
because
was cute. It was. I
honey,
just wish
I,
I was
let me tell y'all the
disappointed because
part
there
I
wasn't
like.
more of it. I guess.
I like the part when Sheila said, "Well, after Deacon told her that it was something that I owed her with the family." Sheila said, and I quote, I don't know if that's what she said. Long as it ain't got nothing to do with none of this, and her fingers was swaying and pointing at Deacon, honey. Like, long as it ain't got nothing to do with my piece. You did.
Wait
I
a
did.
minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, she did say that. She did. She did.
Hold on. Wait
She did.
1 minute.
She did.
Wait.
Mm-mm. We can't wait because she did it. She did, Sam.
She
Hold on.
claimed her
So
territory.
what had happened was, when she said, so why was Nikki Newman here to see you? His response was, I owed her a favor. And she responded, as long as it ain't got nothing to do with
All of this. Yes, ma'am.
no,
Hmm.
honey.
Yes.
Then
Yes.
Deacon said, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were jealous. It's cute.
Yes.
Oh
And
my
she did not
God.
confirm nor deny.
It was totally
And Deacon
domestic. It
said
really
it was
was.
cute.
He said
You
that
know
is,
what that means, right? That he
Yes,
is not
honey.
turned
Yes.
off by her
It's
possession.
official.
What that means is that he likes that she's jealous and possessive of him. What that
Correct.
means is
and to,
that Sheila got Deacon's nose wide open. And I
and
And
to
love
he
it.
got hers the
quote
same amount of wit.
exactly what she said. That's good because I want every inch of this for myself. Talking
Did
about
she
Deacon.
say that?
Yes,
Wow,
she did.
wow, wow. Yes,
She
honey.
said that.
Yes, she
Yes.
did.
Hmm.
Y'all
Every
act
inch.
like y'all don't know that Sheila and Deacon is in a relationship for real.
Yeah,
Every
this is a full
inch.
blown relationship.
Full blown, honey.
But not
I know
If you
every
don't
people.
inch
know, now
I
though.
know
you
married.
know.
I know married people who don't have this much relationship. They in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's
But
letting
see,
them
I've
know
been
you
I've been knew they was in a relationship. I knew they was in a relationship when he walked out that door and told her he was bringing her some food back. I knew they was in a relationship at that point.
Facts.
Hmm.
Facts. You
all.
did say it, Sam. You did say it. I do recall that.
God damn it. Our
Yeah.
folks have to, so y'all know what? We not the spoilers giving us Deacon and Sheila again.
Probably in the next 12 years since we go back
So
to
that was the see listen. So because I got to be honest, I had to take a break for a minute.
I don't
So I
blame you.
used my day off to not put gold until literally right before this drinks. and I watched only some clips on Instagram. And so I didn't get any of Deacon and Sheila in, but I am going to go back and find the show and probably watch it tomorrow, maybe. If I
At
can
least for
find
the
Deacon
she
and Sheila
con
clips.
parts. That part was cute.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
that's the
I
only
love
part that
her.
gave me goose pimples all day. I was cracking up.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it. I said, "Ooh, look at Sheila claiming her property." Now, see, we thought it was just Deacon had his nose wide open. Honey. Sheila got her nose just amount of width.
Very
Yeah, but
much
Sheila
so.
ain't built like Deacon though. Come on now. I love my Sheila. I love her dirty bathwater, but she is not built like Deacon. Deacon nose being wide open means something different than Sheila's nose being wide open. Sheila can detach and compartmentalize. She will cut Deacon loose like she could cut off her own damn leg to save herself. And his ass would just sit out there.
I don't know that she was unable to do that with Eric Forrester.
Then
I
she
don't
tried to
know.
kill Eric too, didn't her?
She was no, I don't remember her ever
No,
trying,
Stephanie and them, yeah, she tried to kill everybody but Eric.
but
Yeah,
Eric, yeah.
she loved Eric, honey.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yeah,
loved
but right now I'm not seeing love with Sheila and Deacon like that. Now
No,
I'm not seeing that kind of obsession. Now, would I like to? Sure. I would like anything that would give me Mo Sheila, to be honest. In that, especially with Deacon. But to be honest, you can give me anything with Mo Sheila because I got to keep it real with you. This other
Uh,
stuff ain't it for me.
no, it's not, and I don't blame you. And I will say, oh, one thing, I was a bit late because I had a call to take. So one thing I will clarify for anyone who else is on hiatus, because let's be real, people taking a break, I do not blame you because yeah, we did get confirmation today of we got the James Bond villain moment to explain what happened with what Thomas did. So two things are clear. One, me and Bubbles were off. This does not appear to have been a scam where he set it up. It looks like he actually did call CPS with that voice app
yeah.
and
He
and
called
pretend to,
real CPS.
yes, to be pretending to be Brooke Logan, to snitch on himself, which I find absolutely insane. But that's me. So that's
But
one. Two.
we
Yeah.
did toss that around originally, but we said there's no way that Thomas would really call the real CPS because that would put him in jeopardy of losing his child. We did talk about it, but
Yes, we
we
did.
never knew he would do it.
That was just because we decided that's just entirely too reckless. Why would he do that? Yeah, I'm stupid. Apparently, reckless is okay these days. And two, yes, he started using that app after talking to Douglas about because Douglas was running around playing with it, and because they had a whole flashback of it, and Douglas explained to him how it works. That he's like, well, yeah, it fooled you. It fools everybody.
And
So
that made me laugh because Thomas Forrester ain't but in his 30s, but they had him sitting up there like a damn boomer talking about, well,
like a grandpa.
how does this little doohickey on your phone works to make voices change? You explain that to your old man, son.
Exactly.
30-something years old, you got to have a 10-year-old explain to you how an app works.
I'm like, Thomas, you in your 30s,
Told
bro.
you
You
yesterday that he looked like he just figured out how to use that damn app, sitting up there saying that, but nonetheless, I reserve my comment.
Well,
so
he learned it
yes,
from his little boy.
Yeah,
yeah. So
he
he
had
did it,
learning
and
how to use the app for dummies. That big yellow and black book at the library.
yeah, it had this dry delivery about there really is an app for everything. I was like, boy, if if you don't stop it, yes, I did catch part of what you and Can said when I was coming in, Bubbles, that Thomas I think has learned his lesson about scheming, and that when you scheme, the only counsel you need to keep is your own. So I don't see him telling anyone that he did what he did, because the only way three people keep a secret is if two of them are dead. And Thomas has done enough schemy, sketchy things in his life to understand that this staying under wraps is what gets him where he wants this to go. Okay, and Ridge, and the thing is, the only other person who really knows is that Brooke made the call. Supposedly is Ridge, and he ain't even tell Brooke today. Which I was like, bruh, you got good to us, and she got good time with your ass. You're saying that it's over, and that she's and you. And the part that kills me was that he told Brooke, "You're not telling me the truth. I just wanted the truth from you." And she's like, "The truth about what?" And he just wandered off. Goodbye, Logan, and that was it. I'm like,
You done. He
okay.
made me mad. Like this, that made me mad for Brooke, which you won't really hear me say that a lot. But that made me mad for her because, dude, how you want me to cop to some shit when you won't even tell me what it is I'm supposed to be copping to?
It's
Like,
the same thing Liam did to Steffi when he confronted her
Exactly.
about the lipstick on the pillow, that she had no
Precis-
damn idea what he was talking about.
but even
Precisement.
before that, remember when Wyatt was always hanging around Steffi and Liam was still trying to be Ivy's hero and
Why I spent the night.
Wyatt spent the night. Steffi was like, dude, you gotta go because I'm getting ready to go to bed. She went to go to bed. His ass gonna come in there and let's talk about Liam some more. And he sat there and like she was trash the next day because he walked in and saw them in the bed sleep, but nothing had happened. But that whole he left home. And when he would talk to Steffi, well, you know what you did. Why can't you just tell me? Why can't you just admit it? And she's like, Liam, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I don't know what
Yep.
you mean. And he just kept doing the same thing that Ridge is doing to Brooke right now. Yeah, you know what you did. You know the shit that you pulled. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend with you like you don't know what the hell you just did. But you know what? That's okay because I'm done with you anyway. You go ahead on and keep your little secret to yourself and act like you don't know what you did. But we're over. We're done. And I kind of felt not real sorry because she brought this on herself. But I kind of felt bad for her because he didn't even, he's thinking he's giving her a chance to explain, but you're not giving her a chance to explain. You got, y'all don't even communicate healthily. You can't tell her to her face, I'm not supposed to say nothing about this, but I heard the CPS call. And
But
even
he didn't have to do that. All he have to do is say, "Why did you call CPS on my son?"
He's not
exactly.
even doing that.
And he's not even doing that. He's just like, well, you know what you did, and I'm not gonna do this with you anymore. And she's literally sitting there wrecking her head, going, I ain't had shit to drink. I ain't kissed on nobody. Bill came to the house, but I threw his ass out. We hugged, but
What
shit.
in the Fashigi Yugi is he talking about?
I done sat here and said I'm sorry for everything the past 18,000 years, but he's sitting here talking about I done did. I don't, but dude, what the fuck did I do? Do you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go back to Taylor, and then when the shit comes out, he's gonna be sitting there torn. I don't know. It's so much to think about. All Thomas did was follow through on what his grandmama could never get done in the past. This is Stephanie faking a heart attack. All over.
So listen, when Liam found out about the lipstick on the pillow,
That
he just basically jumped on the fence again. He let Hope. Hope was like, "I don't want to get married today," because he was looking like shit in the face, like he wasn't gonna get married today anyway. So she let him waffle on that fence. Steffi was begging, but he stayed waffling. He stayed waffling in that shed after that moment. Then Steffi fell. I'm sorry, not fell. Went into labor. The elation of the newborn took him over there. So something gonna happen to send him back down to Brooks, and I think it's gonna be a medical issue.
Very
But he's not
possible.
gonna stay. But he's not gonna stay.
All I know is this much: when this entire thing, blows up, because of course it's gonna blow up. There's no way something like this is gonna stay secret or just be something that doesn't, come to light. When it does, I need for and Ridge does what we know Ridge does in these circumstances. I need for Steffi to understand her mother's reluctance and see Liam in her father. I really need that to happen. I know I'm probably setting myself up for disappointment, but the thing is,
You are.
Taylor. Taylor had enough sense yesterday to understand that no, even though I really do want to know what's going on out there, I need to see if he's going to actually handle this the way it should be handled, because he's the one who's married. He's the one who's made this decision that, that his marriage is over and he wants a future with me. And it can't be no mess about him always not knowing what to say to Brooke, or how to deal with Brooke, or how to deal with this whole situation. So I'm about to stay out here and let that be play out however the hell is gonna play out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a smart thing to do, because the thing is, they all going back to LA. This business in Aspen is just that, temporary. And if Ridge can't handle being confronted by Brooke about the state of their marriage and deal with that, then he don't need to be going nowhere. Period. So when this entire mess ends up blowing up, as we know it will at some point, I just don't want Ridge getting a free pass from his kids if he makes the decision that we suspect he will make, which ends up with Taylor getting hurt. Because he's
Nope,
made
they're gonna
all
put
these.
the full play. It's the full. Listen, we already see how the story ends. We already know. So this is the thing. We all can sit here and come up with many ways how it could be great, but we know how it's gonna go. Steffi and Thomas are going to amp up from here, because this is like we in the middle of this story. Now they know who the villain is, and we know Steffi done already drawn the line with Brooke. Now it's the all-out war, all over Ridge. Douglas is just going to be a consolation prize. Steffi's going to get worse. Thomas was going to get worse.
I don't know if Steffi's gonna get worse because Finn is kind of her buffer now. I don't think he's going to let her wild out over this. I think he'll, if he sees her doing something crazy, I think he'll be like, "Girl, look, I love you and I support this shit, but you need to kind of come down a little bit. We got kids. You can't be out here acting like this no more. I need you to come back over here with me because when you get around them people over there, they make you crazy. My mama told me not to marry in this family because y'all was some crazy ass people. I'm just trying to help you to stay sane, sis. Just come on over. Let's just go back to the house and have sex because it's not worth what you're doing over there. Just come on. Come on, let's go on back over here where we belong at. That's really what I need for Finn if Steffi gets out of control. Now, if we find out for real and for real and for real that Steffi knew about all the stuff that Thomas is doing and she's been the silent partner, I might be a little bit devastated because I want her to stay clean in this. I want her to be just shocked and devastated that, oh my God, this wasn't my dreams coming true. This wasn't, the things that I was telling my mama to keep her hyped up, being her hype man. It wasn't none of that. It was Thomas. All of this time, it was Thomas sitting out here fucking the shit up and putting mud in the water. Because now the Tridge reunion is not clean like we wanted it. It's still based on the lie that Ridge didn't tell Taylor that he got disillusioned with Brooke again. And I know she's done a lot of stuff, and this is the last straw, the last straw, the last straw, the last straw, maybe. But because it's not a clean breakup, they gonna end up back together. Ridge is gonna feel guilty because, oh my God, I believe this lie. Brooke was right the whole time about Thomas not being okay, and I sat here and I sacrificed my marriage and my destiny. And I mean,
Especially if she's sick.
yeah. So I really would have liked it clean, but we got it like we got it. So I want everybody dirty. I want Thomas being the best damn villain he can be. Okay. I want him. Your baby's missing. Thomas got him. That's what I want him to just be as bad as everybody thinks he is.
But see, they won't even let him do that. I mean,
No, they
listen,
won't.
y'all already know I'm a villain fan. I love villains. I love Sheila Carter's Dirty Bathwater. I'm out here asking for her to be able to bludgeon Amelia. I love villains, but they won't let Thomas be that.
No.
In order to be a good villain, first of all, you have to have power and money. Thomas got 5% of Forrester Creations. He's got the least amount of stock. Douglas is his son is due to inherit more stocks in Spencer than Thomas has in Forrester. You feel me? He don't have no power. He don't have really a woman that loves him. Even villains have somebody that loves them. Look at Sheila and Mike.
Somebody
Thomas
said
can't
that
pay a hooker.
doesn't have a Lady Macbeth, and they're right. If he's going to be a proper villain, he needs a Lady Macbeth.
But they don't let him be a proper villain. He doesn't have power. He doesn't have a love interest or a loved one. Some villains don't have a woman. Some villains just have a fixation on, like a parent or something, something like that. But this guy, I mean, they don't give him nothing. He has no power. He has nothing to wield over anybody. He can't he making petty fucking moves like y'all said, like the bottle switch. Sheila the bottle switch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gross. This is child's play for real villains. It's only 4 soap operas left.
It's Sweet Valley High shit.
The best one, and they doing the worst job at villaining of all 4 of them.
It's Sweet Valley High level shit. This ain't even Degrassi shit. If this was Degrassi High level shit, I would at least be entertained. But no, we can't even get that. We can't. I told Bubbles to say that. I was like, we can't even get proper machinations, proper puppet stringing along of people. We get this juvenile bullshit with a damn phone app.
No
out of left field.
I mean,
no build up
they
or
can
nothing.
easily give Thomas, if they want to give Thomas DID, dissociative disorder, multiple. I don't give a damn what they call it, the proper term, where he can be this way 1 minute and that way the next. At least we'll be interested. At least I know, okay, Thomas could flip, but it's legit, and he got that cover as a character. At least he got DID. But right now they just got him out here, just doing the dumb shit. Like let's keep it real.
And the part that
this is what I can't get over is things that don't make
sense.
We all know Thomas had the wind at his back. He had no reason to pull any tricks. He had everything that he wanted. Everything was going his way. So this is the bail man fuck. Thomas does it just because his world is so perfect. The only thing that'll make it better is to get Brooke out of Ridge life. And she ain't really going nowhere because she work at the same job.
And the worst part about it is, and I didn't think about this till this morning, we really could have got Bill and Liam in jail, but we didn't. They asses should still be there. If Thomas is still on the tip of doing things in the shady boots way, he could have left them motherfuckers where they was. I'm so upset about that.
So basically, it seemed like to me, after they had Thomas stalking Hope and terrorizing their fan base from his arrival to 2019, they tried everything they could from 2019 to make Thomas make Thomas appeal to them. They gave Hope Thomas' son. They tried to resolve Thomas by getting Liam off the hook for Steffy's baby, and then got Liam and his daddy out of jail. But when all that didn't work, they still hate Thomas and don't want him nowhere around his own son. Well, let's just make him a villain. J-Matt literally said that he hoped that shit was behind him.
Yes, he did.
Well, he said he hoped it. That don't mean it's so. My grandmama used to say you can hope in one hand and shit in the other. See which one
get filled up first.
Y'all stop it.
So,
wait a minute. You know that too, darling?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the only one they heard that one?
Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, that's deep in the South. Yeah, you could hope in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one get filled up first. It was a nice way of telling you, what you're doing is futile, right?
Child, I can't believe it. Y'all know I'm south of the Mason-Dixon too, and I hadn't heard that one, but that was nice. I won't forget it.
I even heard of that one, Sam.
I hadn't heard of it. I hadn't heard of that. So you shit in one hand and hope in the other, and see which one fill up first.
Exactly.
My grandmama said you can wish in one hand and shit in the other. See which one get full the fastest. Anytime a kid was asking for something, they know you ain't get. I want a pony. Well, one hand and shit in the other, and see which one gets full the fastest. You might get a handful of shit before you get that pony.
Exactly.
All the old people was telling you. You might end up. You can want all you want to, but at the end of the day, you might not end up with nothing more than a handful of shit.
Yeah, right behind that was people in hell want ice water too. When you say, "Well, I want such and such," well, people in hell want ice water. Life just don't work like that, baby.
Right, that was a damn regular. That was a goddamn regular. So listen, child. So I cannot. um, with Thomas not having, literally not even being a character. So we talked about Bill recently being
Mm,
a cardboard cutout character.
mm.
Just insert here. You know, when Ridge is away from Brooke, break the cage and bring out Bill. He really has no um,
No other purpose.
consistent character anymore.
Mm.
When he's off screen, he's fighting for Katie. When he's on screen, he says he's fighting for Katie, but we actually see him fighting for Brooke. So now we got Thomas in the same position. Thomas, like we said, all those past couple of years, those stories to apparently redeem him, they do not care about that characterization and the time they spent trying to redeem him from some pretty heinous stuff. They are turning right back around and saying, okay, they letting us know he's not going to ever fully be redeemed. He's always going to be right there under the surface so that they can just go ahead and it'll be a twist all the time, you know, but I'm just going to digress on that
No, you're
because it was
correct.
a twist that
That
we all knew.
based on their convenience. That's how they're doing this. Because the thing is, one of the things that was so upsetting about this was that it makes no logical sense. And the thing is, once you accept that it doesn't make any sense, then it makes sense because it's not built to make sense. They're just using Thomas as this paper villain and pull him out of a bag whenever they need somebody to make some stupid shit happen that don't make sense. Thomas is going to
Exactly.
be the go-to,
Exactly.
like Bill used to be the go-to.
Yep. Bill still is. I mean, Bill has no, I mean, we saw him having reminiscing about Brooke and asking about Katie. Why are you here? I'm trying to get back with Katie. I mean, you literally show him doing one thing and saying another on screen at the same time. I mean, how are we supposed to take him seriously? I don't know about y'all, but I just don't do duplicity at all. If I see that, it's untrustworthy. You're showing me who you are. You're a liar.
More or less at this point, that's what it's come to, which
It's
is
just a mirage. Yeah.
which is nuts because when it comes, what it doesn't. Basically, it's like this. I can accept it if I see a gain. This goes back to the idea of if they're gonna let Thomas be doing all this stuff, fine. Okay, fine. It may not be what I wanted, but I can accept it because people do what they do when they feel they have something to gain in it. And this particular story just works everybody's last nerve because there's just no real gain for him here. Not basically he's basically doing what he's doing too much because he was gonna get this anyway.
I'm
Right.
coming.
Which is the practical part, which is when I can't get past logic.
All right, so I'm trying to turn off my logic filters when it comes to bowl. It makes things a bit easier. It makes me have less headaches and it makes me slightly less disgusted.
Yeah,
So
I can't really work with it. I can't. Just like that Vinny storyline. I remember when Jonitha was the first one to say Vinny's gonna switch the test. And everybody was like, yeah, it could be Vinny, because we had saw Vinny and heard Vinny. And I'm just like, I can see why, yeah, because we saw Vinny, but Vinny is the only person that don't have shit to gain from Steffi's baby's paternity. I could not get past that. All the things going around and all the ways it could happen. Yeah, I understand. I see where you're going. But my logic cannot let me get past shit that's just not logical.
but
But it
see,
turned out that it was
you
Vinny.
have logic.
And
You
then to
have
boot it,
this
he
logic.
actually killed himself so that another man could possibly, hopefully, maybe, on the off chance, have sex with a whole different woman that he just don't even know.
See, that was the thing. I could buy the paternity switch. Okay, that was a crime of opportunity. Vinny just also happened to be employed in the right place at the right time, and he figured, well, hell, look, Steffi can have her baby daddy back, and Thomas can have a shot with Leah. Thomas can have a shot with Hope when everything goes to hell. I don't even know Finn like that, so fuck him. So you know what? Really and truly, this is almost a victimless crime anyway. That I could get. But and also it's basically harmless if nobody figures out that you did it. But this that mess with the car and him jumping out in front of it to kill it, that's they might as well have just said Vinny was in love with Thomas. And I would have believed that part of it more than I believed that stupid ass video.
Yes, you could say that one more damn time. That end of the story where Vinny killed himself so that Thomas could probably maybe get a chance to hopefully have sex with this woman. Him saying that he did it just because he loved Thomas. And I don't know why would he kill himself for
That's
it's
just that
still
was
yeah. But at
when
least
I
at least it would be his feelings involved. You know, killing yourself because somebody else, you know, you might want somebody else to have sex with somebody else is a little something crazy.
nut stuff. I mean, I was
So
like, yeah. So when I think about the fact that somebody actually proposed that as an idea, and that
yeah.
that idea made it to
All
the
the way to air.
all the way to air. That tells me a lot about the creative process on Bold and the Beautiful.
You know
I
what it
mean,
is? The creative process is do the most illogical thing and label it a twist.
M. Night
Because you know
Shyamalan
why?
would be
The whole
ashamed.
thing, because the whole thing is the ending is already predetermined. That was
Correct.
written even before the beginning and the end, because we know that story, and that story writes itself. We all could write that story.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what they call a twist, and that's what I call the mind fuck. Why in the hell would Thomas call social services just to get Brooke away from his dad when he is a free man? He got his son. He on good terms with Hope. He working and they got good things going on at the job, but he's gonna risk all of that because Brooke and Ridge. And this is why I have to take time out. Because if Thomas did this, like you said, darling,
Hmm.
for some good reason, some intriguing reason, some dramatic reason, some unpredictable reason, we might have a goddamn soap opera. We might have a soap opera, but we can't have nice things.
Exactly. They don't love us like that. They don't care deeply enough for our feelings or our support, I guess. Because the thing is, they take it's like I said last night. It's like them doing this. It's like you can limp along with the story if you want to, but they take a lot of the excitement out of it. Because the thing is, we're soap fans, okay? We like soap operas, we like theorizing, we like trying to figure out where this is going to go. We like trying to pick up tips. We like analyzing scenes, analyzing the positioning of the people, what they're wearing, their body language, trying to figure out where this story is going. But the thing is, when you build a story like they like to build it, where the end is predetermined and you don't care how you get there, that's like somebody telling me, hey, I get that you want to go to Tahiti, but I can't really help you with how you get there. Well, I'm either taking a plane or I'm taking a boat, right? Well, no, we're going to walk there. How is that going to work? Don't know. I just know we're getting to Tahiti and we're walking there. So don't worry about it. We're gonna get there and we're walking. That's how they write this kind of story these days. We got the end point is already you're right. The end point is already settled on, but the way that they get us to their end point makes absolutely zero sense.
None, and what let's just say it don't make sense. It's purposely written to not make sense. It's purposely written that way to not make sense. Why did they have us? Was they showing us Thomas coming over to see Douglas? Douglas literally saying, "I miss you, Dad. Do you miss me when we ain't together?" Why did they show us that? Why did they show us
Exactly.
Thomas's reaction, how his heartfelt reaction? Why didn't they show us being so? Remember, I complimented and said that it was turning me on how Thomas was talking to Hope. You know, he was being very firm, but also very childlike for her, just like the right amount, like a man know how to handle a woman to me. That's how I was getting the vibe off of the conversations. Like that man too damn smooth. You feel me?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, after all these great things we see with the Forrester family and Douglas loving everybody, having such a great time, now we see that after all this, Brooke and Liam, we see and Thomas doing great and Brooke and Liam dragging him. We should have known right then that Brooke and
Yeah.
Liam was going to be right. They dragged him for a month while he was doing fantastic things, and she deserved that cussing out that Thomas gave her at the
Very
Forrester
much
mansion.
so.
But they gonna take everything because she been being a Karen for years, and it's all gonna be washed away because Thomas used an app that he didn't need to use to do something that didn't need any help being done. And he gonna risk everything that he had. He gonna lose Douglas
Mhm.
100%, which to me is worth more than anything.
That's exactly what me and Sanchez said last night. Was that
That's
the gains
mhm.
do not the game? It's just like anything else. You have to you risk what you put up as a risk is supposed to be pretty damn close to what you have to gain. And what Thomas risked is not worth what he's gaining here. Douglas is not equivalent. Him having a relationship with his son is not equivalent to his parents getting back together. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that.
But the see that's the mind fuck. The powers that be would write a story that would have us, well, that would have some believe that anyone would do such a thing. So Thomas is so screwed up, or Brooke is so important. I think that's what bothers me so much.
Mm.
Bridge, the whole idea of it. I could care less about Brooke and Ridge, to be honest with you. To
Hmm.
be 100%. I don't care about either one of them. Neither. Just Taylor and Steffi. Not even Thomas anymore. They've shown me that I can't care about him because they don't care. They're not going to write him a consistent character. They're not going to make him a good villain. They're going to make him, like you call it, a paper villain,
Hmm.
just as a scapegoat. So there's really only three within, and they don't use him at all. That's why I say if you don't think it's going to get worse for Steffi, they put Finn away in a closet like they take Bill and Thomas out of the closet, and they hide him so that they can use Steffi to do this unsavory shit with parent trapping. And I don't never mind her dragging the shit out of Brooke. It's past due. But the parent trapping is just enough with that for a woman Steffi's age. But I
I
digress.
have to wonder, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Because we know the reason we haven't been seeing Tanner is because he's working on Christmas movie. That he
Tanner is not working on no Christmas movie right now.
is he done? Is it wrapped?
He's back in his. If you go by Insta, he's back in his dressing room now.
So he's back. He's just back in his dressing room. He just posted that picture today or yesterday. So,
Yeah, yesterday I want to say.
so he was legitimately shooting a movie somewhere else. Plus, he just celebrated his anniversary, which is why he didn't go to Aspen because it was him and Kayla's anniversary at that same time. Plus, he just brought a new baby home from the NICU. They may be giving him time to spend with his family because of all these things, plus the movie. So that
No,
makes me
so he's
wonder.
filming that. He wasn't see no. So Tanner, and we know Tanner did the Christmas movie. That has long wrapped. The Christmas movie has long wrapped. We got the drop on it recently, but that been wrapped already a while. He was in Vancouver for a different reason. But yes, he is back. And but regardless of where Tanner is, Bolden, he will be at CBS Studios in Studio City if Bold and Beautiful hands him a script. But they are not handing him scripts
Okay, so
because they Huh?
I was gonna finish what I was gonna say.
Oh, go ahead.
And I'll let you come in when I'm done. But what I was leading up to was, is he taking additional projects because they've decided to put them on the back burner, or have they put them on the back burner because he auditioned for projects and now he's getting those projects and he needs that time off? That can affect the story as well, because that's how we lost Denise Richards. COVID came and she still had bills to pay, and so she auditioned. We know that they auditioned for other things. I'm just wondering if they were like, well, since you have these projects that are coming up, we're just, we'll figure out something for Fan to do. You'll just be at the hospital all the time, and Steffy will go to Aspen and all of these things, because those Aspen scenes, he wasn't there during those shoots a couple of weeks ago because of him and Kayla's anniversary and everything else that was going on. So that just makes me wonder how that falls. Is it the extra projects that lead to the back burner, or is the back burner that leads to the extra projects, or is it just like the luck of the draw? I just happened to audition for this project, and now we're going to be shooting for the same time that I'm going to be off of the canvas. Like, it's just interesting to me, because it wasn't really no reason for Finn to not go to Aspen with Steffy if she
Right,
invited.
because when he was, I asked him on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, and he was in Vancouver for a class reunion. That's what I'm saying. This Hallmark movie, yes, he did do a Hallmark movie. That Hallmark movie that had posted recently wrapped already. Because you don't even actors don't even really talk about the movie that they've done right after wrapping, because it still might not hit film, so they don't even start talking about it like that.
Oh no, girl, this is a Christmas movie, and if it's for the Hallmark Channel, that shit is good as gold. And then you better and Christmas class.
You listen, what you said, Bubbles, is good as gold. That's money in the
Yes,
bank.
it is. Hallmark loved them some Christmas movies.
The Christmas movie has not shot, y'all. He just finished doing Puckheads, but the TV movie Christmas Class Reunion is in pre-production. Pre-production means we ain't even produced this damn movie yet.
Okay, listen. So maybe that's what he meant by class reunion. Hold on. Let me go back.
Yeah, Class Reunion is the movie. They just started shooting it. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all, and y'all like, oh no, that wrapped a long time ago. It couldn't have wrapped a long time ago. Just told, I know I'm not lying because I do my research.
I just went to the message and it literally said Christmas class reunion, right? I guess I looked over to the Christmas part and didn't realize it was the name of the movie. So okay, all right. Well, he back from that. We all saw that. So let's see. He is in the studio. Then let's move this shit away from Steffy talking up Tridge, and let's put a baby in her. Let's go with Sheila kidnapping Hayes.
Well, I will say I need them to push this story to the background a bit and move Sheila and start the process of moving Sheila's story more to the forefront, because at this point they have worn us all the hell out at this point, and they have them doing it the way that they've done it has aggravated everybody's last damn nerve. Nothing that can be done about it, because what's done is done. They've done it the way they've done it. It's done now. Okay, unless somebody wants to come down off a thundercloud and retcon it into being something else, not sure how they would pull that off, but they're not most likely not going to do that. So we're stuck with what we got.
You got it.
So
they can do it like Dave's, darling. They can do it like this most recent storyline where they had the Who Killed Abigail story, because everybody had a memory that they did it. Everybody had a memory, and they retconned it to be Clyde.
You're right, Sanchez. If they want to be creative,
If they wanted
could.
to, but we really count on them to be that creative? But they could if they wanted to.
They could if they wanted to.
I don't know if they could. I really
honestly
don't believe they can.
It shames me that Young and the Restless and General Hospital are doing a better job than Bold right now. So
And they got Sheila freaking Carter. This is what
It
kills me.
precisely, exactly. It's like, bruh, you got the ace. You have the ace up your sleeve. I'm assuming since we're already halfway through damn near October, if you believe that, because every time I look at a calendar, I'll be like, we really halfway through October. We get to Halloween. It's 2 weeks. It's a little bit more than 2 weeks off. Okay, I didn't think it. I'm assuming that we're going to get action soon because sweeps is coming. So they've got to start making tracks. And all I know is this much. This story with the CPS call and Brooke and her issues about her marriage to Ridge being over. I do not want this to be the fall sweep story.
Well, you
Okay,
know it is. I mean,
it's just
it just became okay. Well,
I mean, could it be? Yes. Will they probably disappoint us in that way? Absolutely. Should it be? Absolutely not. I don't have a problem with them, putting Sheila on the back burner for a bit if they wanted to save it for, for sweeps. But the thing is, at this point, she has been knocking around. It's one of the reasons why I said I was a bit disappointed with SheCon today, not because of what they provided, because what they provided was good content. It was cute, it was flirty, it was sweet. I enjoyed that for them because they're in a real life relationship now, regardless of whatever they call it. But I wanted more at this point because now that they've made this mess that they've decided to make with Thomas and this secret, I need this to start moving. I need the other stories on the canvas to start moving and not having this be the focus anymore.
well, you
Because
know this is the A story though. I mean, we seeing it right now. It's Bridge. It's listen, Thomas's story. Um, Remember we had got through the whole all of Belle's previews. And all we were down to was Thomas and his love interest and Hope. And we had all determined that the wording of the spoiler was that this could be anything. It could be Douglas. And we were right. Thomas and Hope and them and they non-triangle story pretty much is this one. But it all brings to a head to Bridge. That's the culmination of it. That's why it's so linkly close to Bridge. It's consumed it.
it has, it has. But we're about to come up on 3 months of Sheila living in Deacon's apartment. Well, I won't say quite 3 months because it feels like 3 months to us because linearly it's been 3 months. We're on week 3 of this same damn day, which I swear we're stuck with it for next week too. I have no doubt. And
Yep.
they've done it. They've gone ahead, popped the balloon. They need to come on. They need to start moving this shit along because now people are already not feeling this change, but now you're about to bore the shit out of all us because no, I am not interested in seeing Thomas and Corners key into himself like a Bond villain. Oh, my plan worked. Wow.
And, and,
No,
and all the plan is to tear Bridge apart.
when it was doing that by itself anyway.
Well, because that shouldn't be a story that we should be doing during sweeps anyway. It's
No,
35 years old. That should be the last
exactly.
thing we doing during sweeps.
I mean, it's
I think
just
it's the last thing we should be doing at all, but you
I
know.
know, and I'm so aggravated to the point that first of all, I hope we can spend the last 30 minutes talking about the other soaps because they actually are doing shit.
Why does it only have to
While
be 30 minutes? Maybe we should give the other soaps more time.
honestly, at this point, I feel like we should just because Bold is basically rolling us up into a ball of nothing right now. And we're in this story, this front burner A line story is just going to be a waiting game until something happens where someone else finds out what the hell Thomas did, or more specifically, not Thomas did, until somebody finds out that Brooke is the reason that Ridge had the 180 was because Brooke made the call to CPS. As
And it
soon
will
as
be a
that
slow
information,
drip. One person at a
exactly,
time will find out the same way, just like the baby Beth secret. where the little secret keepers, the number just grew by person by person. I'm already over it.
Exactly.
It's 9:20. How much time we giving to the other soap? It's 9:19. Yeah, we over
Well, I wanted to do a quick run up on Young and the Restless just because tomorrow's Young and the Restless. Why Nate go in there and confess about what he was up to, but he don't say who he was up to it with?
Girl, I don't care about that don't. And I don't care. I'm just going on the mute because I don't care about them people. But y'all,
Well, no, I mean, this is a group chat. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Young and the Restless myself. We move on to what people want to talk about.
because I don't even like them people like that. I had to watch 5 minutes of today, and I almost threw my remote control at the damn TV. Like, why is you? It looked like Elena and Nate were fighting. I just rolled my
They
eyes.
broke up.
So
They broke up. Yeah.
is she fixing to go drop a dime on his ass?
No, because apparently Elena deciding that that he is not the man that she thought he was, has made Nate realize that he about to do something real fucked up. So he basically trots himself over to the Chancellor Winter offices, and he confesses to, well, he originally wants to confess to Devon, but they end up keeping everybody in the office. So Lily, Devon, Billy, and that new Audrey chick are in the office when Nate basically confesses that he's basically been feeding information about the IPO announcement to a rival company, but he don't say who. And then all hell kind of break loose in the office because Billy's pissed, Lily's pissed, Devon's pissed. Devon had me rolling right before he left. He was like, "Oh, by the way, you're fired," and he storms out. But where the problem comes at after they all take a strip out of Nate is that they don't find out who Nate was talking to. We know Nate was talking to Victoria, but Nate didn't say it was Victoria. So the problem is Devon is now convinced the person Devon refuses to name who the person he was who he was selling them out to. He will not tell them it was Victoria. Devon makes the logic leap that it's his damn daddy, that it's Tucker. That Tucker is the one that Devon has been turning traitor for. But it's actually not Tucker. And the show ends with Devon going to confront his daddy. He in the whole wrong damn direction.
Listen here. Listen here. Ain't but one other company in town that could even buy the stocks. Why is they sitting there acting like they don't know that he was talking to them people at Newman? Who else the hell gonna come in there and buy shit? Tucker?
You
Okay.
know why? Because I honestly think that they want to believe that the Newmans wouldn't do that, which is stupid on their part. That's really stupid on their part. Billy was married to Victoria. He should know she don't give a shit about nothing but winning. That's all she care about. That's all she cares about. So the fact that he can't make the logic leap to assume that it was Victoria, and they're all on the point of thinking that it's Tucker, and that's why it's the timing. Tucker showed up in town right when the IPO was about to happen. They think that's why he showed up in town. When it's them snake ass Newmans. Y'all better look a little closer. And that's really the
Now,
most
listen.
interesting thing that happened. So
Well, I can say this. I don't. I'm not sure if this was today or yesterday. It must have been. It probably was yesterday. Where I caught the end with Nikki and Phyllis and Ashley at
mm,
Crimson Lights. I think it was at Crimson Lights. What I did have a compliment. Y&R does a fantastic job with the hair, makeup, and clothing of the ladies.
they do.
And I heard they petty conversation. However, the actresses are phenomenal. All three of them were right on point. I enjoyed it. I actually found myself grinning at Nikki Newman and her petty ass. I never really liked Nikki, but you can't really dislike Nikki either, right?
Right. I mean, Nikki's come a long way. Okay, she's come a long way from the pole. Okay, now she's a lady who lunch. Now, especially with Catherine having passed away, she's the lady who lunches of Genoa City. So
Now,
yeah,
now you see how that works. Now you see how that works. Character like Nikki, she's done a whole lot of things. She's been a drunkard and done some terrible things, ran people over. How many people she done killed by now?
At least three. I don't know if you don't count Diane.
Well, yes, she done caught some bodies now.
I'm
But
not gonna
you,
sit here and pick on
but you
Nikki.
see how she's not considered a villain. She's not villainized. You see, she's a soap character that
Cause
does terrible things because
she
that's
was
what soap
a super
characters do.
couple. She
Huh?
was
What was that, Bubbles?
she was half of a super couple though. So um
Yeah, she got that blanket that protects her. She has that plot armor.
she done been through it when she was young. You know, she'd have been kidnapped. Victor done saved her from the stripper pole. She'd have been kidnapped again. Victoria'd have been kidnapped. Then nobody ever never tried to kidnap Nicholas's ass, and he was the legitimate child. She didn't have to fight Ashley for her man. She didn't have to fight Hope. And Hope managed to get a damn baby the legit way. Like Hope made a baby in the bed with Victor, unlike Ashley, who, anyway. But Nikki paid her dues, so she gets to throw the rock and hide her hand, just like some of them Hortons do over there on Days of Our Lives that think they shit don't stink no more because they at the top of the heap now. But I remember back in the 80s when we was looking at you sideways. They didn't come up, they got that respect now because they are beloved. She beloved. She's beloved. You ain't gonna never find nobody that hates Nikki to the point where they want her gone and dead.
Oh
She's
no, not in today's canvas at all. Mm-mm.
and I love me some drunk Nikki. So anytime they want her to turn up and turn loose, I'll come back to that. I'll watch me some drunk Nikki Newman, honey.
Hey, Bubbles.
Hey, girl.
I got into it with some I didn't like get into it like arguing, but do you not know it's people out here who says that Victoria Newman is Victor's daughter? That they said that it was some type of episode that came out that revealed that she was. I don't recall that. And I stopped watching Young and the Restless a long time ago on the regular.
Like they talking about in the 80s when
Yes,
Victoria was supposed to be that other man's. Well, that's the truth. Victor wasn't originally her daddy. Nikki was dating that man or married to that man. Was it Greg? His mama was named Victoria, and that's how Victoria got her name. She was not named after Victor. She was named after the lady who was supposed to be her grandmama. And then Nikki got kidnapped or some shit, or Victoria got kidnapped. And then they did a DNA test, and then they found out that she was Victor's child. And then afterwards, Victor and Nikki got married. She was at the wedding.
Yeah, she
mm,
was. And yeah, when they did when everybody was out of production for COVID and they were showing classic episodes that they put up on Paramount, one of the classic episodes that was up for Y&R was Victor and Nikki's wedding, and Victoria was there as a toddler in front row seat.
oh, I remember that wedding. She came down. It almost looked like a mortuary. Well, I mean, it looked like a church, and she had on a white dress. She came down a little two steps, and then she proceeded up the aisle. I remember that episode. That
Hmm.
flashback.
Right, yeah. The Victoria's, not Victoria's, Nikki's first husband was some dude named Greg, and they thought it was his baby. But then they retconned it and turned out that nope, Victoria actually was for Victor. The thing is, most people who were watching Y&R as when Victoria was a child and as she became a teenager, we all just figured that it was narcissism when it came down to how Nick named their kids. They named Nicholas after Nikki, and they
Right,
named Victoria after Victor. But
right.
actually, did go down exactly as Bubble said. It just happened to work out that way.
Yeah, see, I didn't remember that.
Child. So
Way back in
so
like
I heard from
It
the
was a
ladies,
long time ago.
yeah, Diane, Victoria, and Ashley are trying to tie Diane into Tucker McCall, but I think y'all already did say that she does have some dealings with him.
She does.
And she was
She,
having panicky. But what does Tucker have to do with Audra? Audra isn't Audra's Noah's ex?
Yes, but the thing is, I feel like them making her his ex was not what her her original purpose was. And the thing is, I think Audra has something to do with Tucker. I do think that
Yeah, they was
Tucker is
talking
up to
today
yeah,
or
Tucker is up
yesterday,
to
right?
something. Yeah, well, yeah, yesterday. And so the thing is, Audra, we don't really know what Audra is doing for Tucker, but she is there working for Tucker on the slick. And but tomorrow, Devon is gonna assume Tucker is who Nate was dealing with, not the other way, and not even realize that he's close to the truth, but just not like how he thinks he is.
Well, child,
So
I tell you.
I
Um,
have to
so
wonder if they're gonna make Audra Tucker daughter or something. Divine ain't got enough. I mean,
but I
it wouldn't
don't know. But
surprise me.
see, I can say that Noah and his little girlfriend, they don't have any chemistry.
They bore me. I hate to say that because I really wanted to like them. I really did.
But they so cute. Both of them are so adorable, but they have zero chemistry together. And I really wanted to find something. I really wanted to like his story because I think the boy is just so damn adorable. He just got the
He
cutest little
fine.
face.
He is,
Yeah.
and we need somebody in his generation to be the next He Ho at Genoa City. He's prime
Yeah,
candidate.
the heartthrob that all the girls is going after or something, but
The one
he
who
can't
makes the
seem to get much
rounds. I
things.
mean,
So do we have any sin coming up in the spoilers? Any at all?
any
Finn
what?
at all? Finn.
No, well, no. Well, that's the thing. The spoilers for next week aren't out yet, and like the three, like they give you the three preview spoilers for next week. None of them involve Finn, and he wasn't in any of the spoilers for this week. So hopefully he gets mentioned in the spoilers that should come out tomorrow, and we'll see. Because I'm assuming everybody's gonna be back in LA by the end of next week. They better be. Because I'm sorry, I'm not for all of this. I like the scenery of Aspen, but no, I'm not here to watch Brooke wander around Aspen crying on a bridge. They didn't put her in the gondola, so you
Well,
know what?
maybe
Let's
she'll
everybody
still
go
have
home.
time to get stuck in the gondola. She might still have time to get stuck in a gondola.
She could. It would be great fan service. Just like, Carter and Thomas, being shirtless and whatnot. That's fan service. Putting Brooke in a gondola. That was supposed to be fan service. I
I
would have
think that would
appreciated.
be great fan service. Have her trapped
It
up there
would.
watching somebody else wedding. And we know it won't be Taylor and Regis, but she could be trapped up there watching a wedding on the mountaintop. Just to
But why?
piss off the fans. That's fan service.
But why can't it be? Why can't it be though?
Taylor and Ridge wedding.
Uh,
Well, because when is Shauna coming back to free Carter?
I
I
don't.
know
I
he
don't
was
want
supposed to move on to other folks' child.
I don't. I don't want it to be a Ridge and Taylor wedding. It's too soon. It's too soon.
It is.
Too
Yeah,
soon.
I agree because I don't think it should be a wedding. Hopefully he don't get to snack her cookies before he get to leave.
Well, she
But you
gonna
know
take
this story.
Peter
But you
Berber.
already know.
We already know that. She gonna take his Peter Berber. He been dying to get rid of to give it to her. He been dying to give it to her since that night he went over there to the house and she was in her pajamas and he was sniffing all up over her and stuff. He been dying to give it to Taylor. He has been dying to give Taylor the D.
The
Running from his
Petey
wife.
Bird virginity. I love it.
Running from his wife. Brooke has all but laid naked on the boardroom table covered in whipped cream, trying to get this man's attention. And he's over here trying to work his whip appeal on Taylor. They
Mm-hmm.
get married. I would rather it be Hope having some sort of break and fucking Marion Thomas on the rebound like she did the last time.
I know, child.
Which I will never still to this day understand how you took I meant to be his mother and turned it into, yeah, I'm gonna go marry him and I don't even like this fool.
That's
Right.
the mind fuck. That's the twist.
I don't like your dad, but I'm gonna marry him anyway. I think that what's going to happen, Thomas is going to get. Why are we back on these people? We're going to do this real quick because I need to get back to GH.
Mm,
Thomas is going to get everything he's ever wanted. Brooke is going to be gone. Hope is looking at him in a new light already. We know depressed Brooke is going to probably fuck up and do something anyway. Whether it's Brim or we know it won't be Deacon because Sheila cut her throat. Or she found her
mm.
back over there with Bill, whatever it is that disillusions Hope, because they kept building us up to, well, Hope, you need to see your mother for who she is. We haven't got no payoff on that yet. And I feel like whatever that foreshadowing was, when Hope does see who her mother really is, it's going to disillusion her. And the only person she's going to be able to talk to is going to be Thomas. He's
I
going to
think it's still coming, Bubbles. I think we still gonna get that.
get.
I agree because they're gonna if they keep this story on the back burner, they got to do something to fill the space in between.
Yeah. So I think they just want us to know up front Thomas did it. And this is everything that Thomas is going to be able to pull off because he did this one thing to get Brooke out of the family. And then just as when it seems like he's going to get through and get over with all of it, somebody's going to come in and pull the damn rug from under us, just like they do on Scooby Doo at the end of every episode. They come and unmask the villain. It turns out to be old Mr. Collins from up there at the farm.
Mm-hmm. It's the old man from the gas station.
Right. Every time they pull the mask off the villain, it's Thomas. It's Thomas. And then Hope gets to look stupid. Oh my God. I can't believe that I put all of my faith in Thomas and I believed in him. But I think the difference this time is she going to actually fall in love with him. And it's going to be hard for her to break away because she loves him.
Now
That's
now you're
possible.
asking for a soap opera. Now you're asking for a soap opera.
Well, all I know is in the last few years since Thomas was recast, Hope ain't never really gave him no kind of real notice of the kind of notice that you get between a man and a woman who's interested in a man. So they got her making eyes at him when him without that shirt on. That's new territory. So I don't know exactly what they intend to do with it.
I
Well,
don't think you know what. I don't feel like I think Brooke is still gonna remain by herself. I think Ridge and Taylor is still gonna go to stay together. And what I'm hoping the writers do is have Ridge and Thomas go head to head, because I'm starting to feel Thomas did that more and more because Brooke threatened to call CPS, and she still remains the villain in my book
She
because
is.
she threatened
She
to
the one
call
started this
CPS
shit.
on the man. But since Douglas has been living over at the Forrester mansion, they have been coming for Thomas. Liam then came for Thomas. Donna then came for Thomas. The Brooke has been for Thomas at the office and at the Forrester mansion. Hope has even came for Thomas since he had his relationship back with his son. Everybody has been coming for Thomas. The one person that he wanted on his side was Ridge, and Ridge failed him every step of the way. That goes back to that morning when Ridge left after he had then gave us. You remember that scene LSV wrote for Ridge when we got the sidetrack scene, the sidetrack
Yeah.
moment. He went right back home. And Brooke started with, did you talk to Thomas? Did you see Thomas Ridge? If you don't take Douglas and bring him back home, I'm going to call CPS. We was all looking for Ridge right then and there to go upstairs, pack his bag, and leave. But what did he do? He went to the office and he told Thomas, Brooke threatened to call CPS on you if you don't bring Douglas back to the shed. So at that time, because we saw today, that's when Thomas came up with the plan. So it wasn't him being malicious and obsessed like he was plotting shit, like he was doing just to get Hope back in 2019. He asked
Hmm.
his daddy, well, what did you do? And you remember Rich yelled at Thomas. That's my wife. Because Thomas was like, you see, I told you,
Yeah.
when you gonna learn, Dad? When you gonna learn? This is what we've been getting Thomas. Now, Thomas usually let these people just, when they come for him, he just usually take it. But we've been seeing Thomas hand them their ass back. And today I thought about that scene when he told Liam, you got one more time to come for me regarding my child, and you're going to live to regret it. So I've been looking at paying attention and thinking of going back to all of these scenes, and I feel like because we've been saying Stephanie Junior needs to come into her namesake. She needs to come into her own. But what if it's Thomas? I mean, because Ridge wasn't doing it. Ridge wasn't doing shit to get these Logans the hell out of his life. And the only thing Thomas has been saying is, I am protecting my child. You come for me if you want, but Douglas is not going home because he don't want to go home. And we even got hope on this side. So what if it don't have to be a negative thing. Thomas was being Papa Bear. This bitch didn't threaten to call CPS and dad, you didn't do shit to protect my child. So why can't he just have done that to protect his child? Because Ridge wasn't going to do it. So when it comes out and Ridge called himself coming for Thomas, I want Thomas to hand him his ass back too. Because it was all Brooke's fault. Brooke really, she put the idea in his head. And if Ridge wouldn't have stopped it like he should have, Thomas wouldn't have had to do that, y'all. Thomas wouldn't have had to make that call. Now I know it's feeling like maybe Bradley might
No,
throw him
I
under the
think
bus,
no,
but
Sanchez. I think you have a valid point though.
I think it could work if they do it, darling. I think it could work.
But see, that's what we've been
Thomas
doing. We've
protecting.
been coming up with every reason. We've been coming up with so many stories since this Douglas CPS. Well, since Thomas getting Douglas came up, but none of all those great ideas ever came of anything. It's always the same thing. So keeping in mind what we already know the situation. Let's just say we
What
in
he normally
2019.
does, yeah.
We in 2019 when Thomas started acting out against actually Douglas, for whatever his agenda. I mean, that's just what we got.
But we're
That's
not
what he
seeing
does
that
is
though. See, it
repeat.
would be different if we saw Thomas actually doing little things that led up to this point. We have, and that was the big fallout
But they
yesterday.
just showed
What
it in a
we have
flashback
noticed,
today.
we haven't seen Thomas doing anything. Thomas has been on the up and up, but we have been seeing Thomas handing everybody they ass right back to them, and he's been telling them, "Don't come for me and Douglas." Don't he like he told Liam, don't when Liam, I live so my whole job is to protect Hope, Beth, and Douglas. And like he told Liam that day, you will regret. You come for me and my child again, I'm gonna make you regret it. But we haven't been seeing Thomas do these little bitty things to sabotage anything. Even when Steffi intercepted that phone call, he was straight up with Hope. He was like, yeah, she did it. We can't stop. And guess what? I mean, I'm a supporter too because it's no secret. Your mother is not good for our dad. So we haven't been seeing an obsessed Thomas. We've been seeing a legitimate Thomas. And I feel like he legitimately felt like he had to do this because his dad wasn't going to do it. His dad yelled at him that day when he asked his dad, did you put Brooke in your place? We still doing this? The woman then threatened to call CPS and take my child if you don't bring him home, and you still going back home to this bitch? So if it come out, that's exactly what I feel like he could. What if he going in this direction, Sam? He may be, but I am willing to stick around and see it because this will be the opportunity for Thomas to go head up with his daddy and tell him just that. Well, you didn't protect him. You wasn't going to. After she threatened to call CPS on my child, what was I supposed to do? Sit back and wait till she do it? You hear what I'm saying? Because maybe this is gonna be the Stephanie Douglas Jr. we've been waiting to see to keep these Logans out the family. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Thomas taking pulling rank on it. Maybe this is the what Bradley Bell is gonna go with it. I don't know. I'm just saying, guys. I mean, that's my theory amongst the many theories we've had. But we'll see. We'll see, Sam. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. Well, where I agree with you, Sanchez, is that Thomas making the decision to do this, though I still feel it's stupid, did not happen in a vacuum. we haven't seen him doing sketchy shit up until now because he hasn't been. He's just been, living his life, doing his thing, and his decision to want to actually be a full-time parent to his son did not have anything to do with his parents, their situation, and Brooke. Regardless of what Brooke or Liam or any of them said, that's not why he made that choice. Didn't have anything to do with it. So, yes, I can see why he would think that this would be a defensive move to make. Instead of being on the offense, instead of being on the defense, go on the offense. Instead of waiting for somebody to come at him again or waiting for something else to happen, especially considering the fact that, let's be honest, Ridge is a punk.
Yeah,
He's not gonna check
he's
Brooke. He's
not
not gonna
doing
do anything
nothing.
about him.
Nope.
That he may have decided, you know what? If you're not gonna do anything about her, then I guess I'll just do something about her. And
Exactly.
keep it to myself and not say anything about it to anybody and just, neutralize that problem and get everybody back on the path that they need to be on as far as I'm concerned any damn way. So no, I can see that. Now, do I think Thomas will be given that kind of agency when this is exposed? I'm pessimistic about that because that's too much like right. That's too much like Brad giving Thomas a multi-layered reason for doing what he did. And actually Brad is so bad with character agency. He's terrible at it. He's awful at it. He is terrible at giving characters agency in their own stories. So, of course, when
That's
he dealt,
true.
yeah, he's terrible at it. And your perspective is good, and it actually would be a better way to for this to be explained once all of this, comes out to the forefront. I just, I'm just pessimistic about Brad doing it because he only gives agency to the characters he likes, and he doesn't like Thomas.
He gave up the brand that a golden opportunity to have Douglas make the call so there's no villain so that there could be internal struggle with the actual characters. That's character growth, character development. If Douglas was the caller, just out of innocence of playing a game, a stupid kid game. And now look,
Mm-hmm.
lives have changed. Promises have been made. People are counting on and depending on. And then that struggle and internal struggle would have been much better than just pin the tail on Thomas and let's go back. So this has been, and I'm glad this is going towards getting towards the end because this has been my real issue is that what was the purpose of all of this? To
Yeah.
actually end up right back
In
where we
2019,
started
where it began.
with
Yeah.
Hope having full and total control over Douglas. Brooke and Ridge, having that horrible relationship they in. Taylor will be over there crying instead of Steffy. At least she has Finn. Um, but I tell you, it's just we ended up in the same spot. I mean, to me, it was an insult to even rip the Douglas wound off. You know, Douglas being
Mm-hmm.
going back to Thomas was a thing of in itself, but now it's tied into an albatross
They
of
tied it
Brooke
into
and
the Tridge
Ridge.
story. Yeah, the
Right,
Tridge and
exactly.
Bridge.
So
Yeah.
that could be collateral damage. So why? Why
Douglas
do
will end
that?
up being
Why do all
collateral
that
damage.
just to,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Just why do all
Hmm.
that to end up back in the same to square one? Douglas
That's
ends
why
up
I
back in the
feel
cabin.
like
Ridge ends
either,
up back at Brooks' house.
but that's a good question. That's what I'm saying. And actually, these are some of the questions that I'm putting down to exit the next bowl lot because I'm gonna be up in there dragging folk. You hear me? Just like we did when it happened to Finn when they killed Finn off. But that's my question. That is my number one question. Sam, why build it all up just to tear it right back down, just to go right back to 2019. So what was the use of it all? In other words, Douglas could have stayed there. We still
Yep.
could have been on Twitter hashtagging free Douglas.
Yep.
You hear what I'm saying? They didn't
Yep.
even have to break Brooke Bridge up.
Nope.
just so they can put them right back together. I mean, hell, they just broke up for New Year's Eve for Battlegate. You put them back together just to break them right back up again, to put them
Yep.
right back together. See, that's what I'm saying. And he got to have a bigger plan. He has to have a different outcome. Because you mean to tell me he doing all of this here to go right back to square
Back to
A?
where we
That's
started.
dumb as hell. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
that's what I think.
It's
It
dumb as
is.
hell. Like, is he really planning on doing this? Because
I
this
bet.
would be just,
I bet my bottom dollar.
guys.
Listen to the dialogue. I mean, that's a come. I was just so fed up. Did you hear the dialogue? Donna's dialogue. Don't count out the love between Ridge and Brooke. And then they had the boom, boom.
The
Don't
way she
ever
stomped
count
off,
Brooke out.
girl, the way she stomped off, I'm telling you, I could have just snatched her from the back of her
Listen,
hair.
I know.
But
Tom
they
telling Eric, let's
broadcasting
go
though.
for a
Girl,
What they
ride. They sound like
doing?
they in a cult.
But what they doing, they
yeah.
broadcasting though, and they've been broadcasting, and that's
No.
why I'm just fed up. They've been broadcasting it for a while. All this time,
Mm-mm.
we've been watching Thomas, and we happy Thomas finna get his son back. We don't care about anything else, but the rest just gravy. While Liam and Brooke has been seething about it, acting like Karens and treating Hope like, and we actually defending Hope. They treating her like a mindless child, and I even said it would be sad if all of it turns around and she is just a mindless child. And look, they gave
Mm-hmm.
us the predictable. So I'm at the point where I'm just tired of expecting anything to be other than what it is.
Yeah,
Other
the
than what it's
predictable.
presented to be. I said it last
Exactly.
night. Everybody who watches the show are better writers than the people in the writing room making um the decisions, because we come up with better predicaments, better explanations, better motivations than they do. They just do it and just be like, yeah, well, it kind of felt like that. And, that's it. While you're over here looking like,
Yeah, how can they
okay.
justify? I mean, who in the writing? I mean, well, I guess because it's supposed to be a bridge story. I mean, they got. I mean, maybe I don't. Maybe it's just not. It's a bridge story. Maybe it's just a bold thing, and maybe it had me nostalgic about Steffi and Finn because I don't know, but I just did not enjoy any of this Tridge reunion with Brooke stalking in the background. What's sexy about that? What's romantic about it?
It's destiny.
It's growth. It's not romantic. And that's why I was feeling so nostalgic for
It doesn't
Steffi and
have to be
Finn.
romantic. It's
Steffi and
destiny.
Finn was Steffi was just a woman that loved and missed her husband, and Finn was just a man that loved and was trying to find his wife. I mean, just the simplicity of it. I mean, but I don't know. I'm just fatigued. I feel like I'm fatigued.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. And I tell you what, I mean, I have made a conscious decision if it's not fixed, because I always leave bold and come back. I'll just have to leave it and not ever come back. I mean, because it's worthless. I mean,
I don't
if
even want
they
to get
do
that
this
down on
again,
it. I don't even
if
want to even get that down on it. It's just that
if they do this again, though, I mean, if they can't come up with good writers or good material, I mean, it's a waste of my time. I mean, because that's not what I watch soaps for. I'm not
well,
watching
right.
soaps for this same old bullshit. I
Right.
mean, I
To end
just
up in the
rather not
same
watch
place.
it. I'd
Because
rather not
that's what
watch
makes me
it.
angry is that we went through all this and we watched all this and we got screwed. We got sold that Thomas was a good guy and he was doing the best thing, doing the right thing because Douglas wanted it. You know, we were sold all this, all for it to just be revealed now that Thomas has been in the meantime, he came up with a plan after Douglas. You know, they showed it all in the flashback today that they just they calling it a twist, but we all knew it. It's just I'm
That's not the
flabbergasted.
twist.
Ever
That's
since
not a twist. Unless something is coming up, that was not a twist, Sam.
It's
And I
not,
mean, but do you?
that's what they think it is. That's what they think it is. But which it really is, because they basically telling us that we set y'all up. We
Mm,
set y'all up. We showed y'all Thomas being good,
mm-mm,
Douglas wanting to spend time with his son, everybody happy
mm-mm.
about it. The whole family is behind Thomas. And then What we gonna do is make Thomas the villain. So one by one, people start finding out and turning against Thomas. Also, that Brooke and Ridge can reunite together on the beach in sand and roses and shit.
Mm.
Just for the same old, same old. For Douglas to go back to Hope and Ridge to go back. That's what I'm saying. But what was the reason? I'm Cardi B right now. What was the
Mm.
reason though?
What was
Mm.
the reason?
It's not. It's
Not
not
when
in
That
nothing
there.
changes. There's
is
no
Well,
not.
there's
Yeah.
no finality. Nothing. It's just everything is written on this show just so that there's a magic pill to undo any progress. So that we always end up back where we started.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be great, you guys. In the end, we just gotta hold
Yeah.
out
I'm
and
hoping
grin and
so
bear
too,
our
King
teeth.
Cam. I'm
Hmm.
hoping. I'm with you on that, and I feel like if we can hashtag enough on this bold live for them to stop dragging
Yeah.
Thomas, I feel like it'll work because we did it for Finn and we got Tanner back. And we all know that Bell had no intentions on bringing Tanner back.
Well,
He was getting ready to give us steam.
I
He
just
was
said
getting ready to revamp steam. I feel like if we can show the same support we did for Tanner, for Thomas, we can make it happen again. Because he lost us, y'all. He lost viewers. He lost, I mean, people stopped watching.
You better
I
believe
mean,
it.
well, I can tell you right now, fan engagement is not where it was before yesterday. People are, you have fans who are just like, you know what, wake me up when it's over,
Yeah,
and maybe I might come back when Sheila kidnaps Hayes or something else is going on, but don't ask me to
yeah,
sit here through this shit.
yeah.
people have left. People have left. You're right. You're
Wait,
right.
oh,
I
before we
literally
forget,
had to force myself
since
to
we got a few
watch some
minutes left,
clips before the
let's
show.
see if we can squeeze in some GH. What's happening
I
with
didn't
Esme
watch it
Bubbles?
today, Bubbles. Did we get Esme and Nick back talking? Because she showed him the baby bump yesterday.
Y'all did. Esme sitting up there asking for support. So
Dog, what?
she asking for support, honey. She went to the food stamp office and filled out paperwork. Esme went
Not the food stamps, Bubbles.
down to
Lord,
the office and sat there for 3 hours. She filled out all the paperwork, all the ID. She brought
I
checks.
didn't know they had food stamp support, y'all.
Listen, she got an EBT card. Don't play. She
She
all
said, "I need all my benefits. Let me go to
Yeah,
the
right.
VA. Let me
Do
go. Let
Victor
me go
know yet? Do
the
Victor
WIC
know?
office."
no, don't nobody know she's alive except for Nicholas. But listen, let me tell you, Esme's a fucking boss, right? Esme said, I don't know what you think you're gonna do, but me and my baby need somewhere to live. So I'm gonna need you to think real fast. Nicholas then put her up in the whole wing of the house over there
Yeah, he locked up.
where they store the stuff. 'Cause
No, he didn't, Bubbles.
he said the help won't find you out here. This the wing where we store stuff. So he didn't put her in the closet pregnant. Y'all like Catherine and Jill did Nina that time when she was pregnant.
No, Bubbles.
Told, you can't even come out of this. You don't even leave this wing. You can stay here, but you got to be quiet. Should nobody hear you? Like he put her way
Why?
back in the corner.
Why did Nicholas pull his grandmama stunt and his daddy stunt on when they did that to his mama while she was pregnant with him?
It's in their blood, girl. Listen,
That's what Cassadines do.
Yeah,
They lock
that's
people
what
up.
they do.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord! Y'all gonna make me
We
watch
got
the
a
show?
we got another flowers in the attic situation going on. Bubbles, I know you. So wait a minute, what Trina gonna do? She made up her mind to sleep with Rory?
Trina wasn't on today.
No,
Today,
she wasn't in.
Okay, okay.
But I will say, Esme being pregnant and the fact that we know Allie Mills is supposed to be showing up soon, I think she really is showing up as that nanny to take care of her charge and not
I'm
her
thinking
charge's
so.
child.
I'm
Oh, I
thinking
love
so.
that.
I
I would
think you're
love that.
right.
Oh my God, Allie Mills is so talented.
I cannot wait, y'all. I'm excited. Like between days of our lives, giving us
Yes, honey.
with beautiful people and Chanel
Yes, honey.
from college and GH got Esme out here, then climbed up the parapet. And Lucy called and fucked up and didn't hang the phone up right in that room when she was listening to that phone call with Victor. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, the only reason I watch Bold is because Taylor came back, and I like Krista Allen. That's and Jackie. It's the actors really. It's the actors that keep me watching that show because I want to support those people because I've been supporting them for years. But these trash ass storylines, I can zone out on that and still support them. I feel like it. And right now, General Hospital and Days, especially Days, is running on all cylinders. They hitting the cylinders in other people's shows, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because at first I was thinking maybe Chanel was had an abortion or something like that in college because she was talking about she made a mistake. But I'm like, that wouldn't mess up.
No, they killed. Yeah.
She killed somebody.
She killed somebody. You know what I'm thinking they're gonna do? They gonna retcon it like you remember when Theo and Kyle had that story when they were all drinking and partying in New York and somebody died while with Kyle, his friend died and Theo covered up for Kyle. I'm thinking it's gonna be something like that, Bubbles.
Yep.
It's 9 o'clock, y'all.
I know,
Oh,
girl. We
receive
gonna wrap it up.
music.
We got tomorrow.
Wow. Well, it's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen.
It has been, and so tomorrow, we have the June 6th meet hearing tomorrow, so there's no bowls. But so are we still on tomorrow night to talk about other things?
I mean, we might be talking about these hearings if they pop off right, because
True.
I've been on the edge of my seat since they went on hiatus. That
I won't see what they gonna shake loose with because it turns out the Secret Service dropped like 1 million documents on them yesterday, and I wants to see what they gonna do with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
I'm square, so I'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here talking about them documents, girl. I ain't gonna miss that. I'm gonna be tied in and tied up and tuned in all day tomorrow. The January 6th hearings, girl, that's better than Young and Restless and Bold put together. I will be there. And I
I
ain't
know
got
Yes,
that's right.
ma'am.
Bubba said that's her jam.
and Days of Our Lives drop at 6 o'clock in the morning, so we ain't gonna miss days. And
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
might not miss GH depending on how long they decide they want to talk tomorrow. So yeah, we'll still be here.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
All right.
right.
Well, we'll be here same bad time, same bad channel.
Yep,
Good
yep.
night, everybody.
Good
Good
night,
night, everyone.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bubbles.
Thank you
Absolutely.
guys. You're welcome. Good night. And remember, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel so you can hear the show. Or, you can always pick us up on the podcast. Good night.
Exactly.
All right.
Good night.